Hey, today we're going to go over the new Cyberpunk update, talk about the new features, check out everything that the newest patch has to offer, and there's so much more I'll be going over in this video. If you'd like to support the channel, please hit the like button below at any point, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Let's first talk about the new color changing features for vehicles. They've added the feature to include more color options. You can also scan other vehicles nearby and then add those colors to your vehicle, which is really nice. I'll show you how that works just in case you haven't seen the Cyberpunk livestream. If you want this color right here on this vehicle, you can scan it, pay for it, and then apply the colors to your vehicle, giving it a neat and unique theme. Personally, I enjoyed roaming around the city, trying to find certain vehicles to copy the color theme, and overall, it's a solid thing for them to add. Not only that, there's also a neat feature that the developers added with the color options. If you're being chased or have a wanted level, you can actually disappear from the radar essentially, and they won't be able to detect you. Yep, that's right. I thought this was a very unique and useful feature for the PROJEKT RED Developers to add. Speaking of vehicles, you can now purchase new cars to drive around in. There are 10 new cars, 8 of them belong to the base game, and the last 2 are for those who own the Phantom Liberty DLC. If you head over to the Fixer website, you can purchase all of them here. Of course, you can also see if they're Twintone or whatnot, right? Also, the full list of vehicles can be seen right here. They've added the MZ1, the MZ2, the G832T, CST40, ECL, R275, Quadra-Type 66 640 TS. There's also another Quadra-Type 66, but this time 680 TS. We've got the MH2. There's also the V410S. And last but not least, the last 2 here are for the Phantom Liberty DLC. We've got the V410S Coupe. Then lastly, we got the FS3-T, and those 2 are Phantom Liberty DLC only, so you can only purchase those if you have the DLC. Also, if you want to, you can check out all the cars right here in game, and all of them are just beautiful, man. I mean, they did a phenomenal job on just adding all these vehicles for us to purchase. So if you haven't already, download the game again, or actually just download the patch if you still have the game, and try out all these vehicles. Now, it doesn't stop there with the vehicles. If you want, you can spawn Johnny Silverhand in the car. He can react differently if you hit a wall or if you stare at him long enough. The only thing is, he won't spawn in when an NPC is in the vehicle, or if there's some sort of fighting going on. The developers stated this is due to technical reasons, but hey, that's perfectly okay. Moving along, they've added new camera features, including a drone mode that allows you to move around further so you're not limited to where you can view your character or the scenery around you. They've also added a new enhanced lighting mode. You can spawn up to 3 lights with 3 different modes. There are different tones, saturations, and everything you see here. Not only that, they have a cropping option for different ratios, except the only thing is, this is for PC only, and that's due to technical limitations from what the developer said on console. Besides lighting modes, you can also spawn down NPCs, so you can take pictures with them. You can spawn down Johnny Silverhand, you can spawn this NPC here. There are really a lot of neat features added to the camera mode. So let's give you some more official details by the developers because they wrote this on their patch notes. We've overhauled the photo mode and added multiple community requested features. Drone camera is now a free camera instead of an orbital camera centered around V. Increased camera range, full collision on-off determines whether the camera respects in-game object collisions. Lock camera on-off locks the camera to avoid misclicking and ruining the frame. Precise camera on-off slows the camera down for easier aiming. Aspect ratio, PC only, custom resolution screenshots are not available on console. Console systems can export images in the standard 6:9 ratio format. Characters tab spawn up to 3 NPCs for your photo with a list over 20 characters to choose from. You can adjust their expressions, pose, and position. Lighting tab spawn and adjust light sources. Fix the depth of field ghosting issue. And last but not least, they stated, added an effect intensity slider. So a lot of different types of features, and I'd imagine with the character selection there for the MP spawning, I feel like modders are going to go nuts on that and add even more characters, which I can't wait to see that as well. But if you're on console, you're kind of screwed, but hey, you know, get a PC. If you are a big fan of taking pictures in game with the camera mode, then you are absolutely going to love this update a lot. On a similar note, there's a new smart frame feature added. You can take pictures and then add them to your apartment in game. There's also a gallery feature that will allow you to check out all of the pictures you have taken And in that mode, you can add those pictures to your apartment, which is insanely cool. If you check out right here, this is what they wrote about the smart frames. It says, Smart Frames by Kuryoshi allows you to display your photo mode shots in-game by interacting with the picture frames in V's apartment. Browse your photo collection in the new Gallery menu tab, located alongside Journal Shards and Tarot. The gallery pulls PNG images from the screenshots folder on your PC or from your console gallery. So if you're on PC, essentially you can add your own images and display them right there in-game, which is really awesome. So if you have a picture of a bunch of cats, maybe your own cat, you can just display it. Now, displaying your photos is quite easy. As it has said here, you just go into your apartment, you find the picture frame, and then you can just equip it, and then there you go, it's instantly there. Now, depending on the apartment, you might have less frames, which is gonna happen, right, because of the quality of the apartments. But with this one right here, I have about 4, I believe, maybe 5. Next, we have the character creation mode that's been updated. They've added over 100 assets to the character creation. There's just a ton of different things you can add to V. For instance, the list is right here, and it says 32 eye colors, 18 lip makeup types, 17 nail colors, 10 cheek makeup types, 16 eye makeup types, 4 face scars, 5 eyebrow shapes, 4 face tattoos, 2 body tattoos, 8 cosmetic face cyberware options. With that being said, they've also given us the option to change the faceplates up to 8 different ones. And you can also choose a randomizer option. You can set an option for certain parts to be more punk, and you can randomize that as well as hair, makeup, and so forth. What's also interesting in the patch notes, they mentioned that there's more secrets to discover, so possibly they've added more Easter eggs. I guess we'll see what the community can find, and if there's anything, I'll be sure to create a video about that and update you guys on that. Not only did they add all those cool features, but they've also done quite a lot here with some of the quests in open world. For instance, they wrote this on the patch notes. Rephrased objectives for quests that tell you to wait a specific amount of time to progress. The game is designed in a way that doesn't always allow players to simply skip in-game time to advance the objective, instead requiring them to continue playing to trigger the next event. That is a big change right there, so that's awesome. And then the next one is a fix for the Cyber Psycho sighting. For instance, it says, Cyber Psycho sighting where the bodies hit the floor fixed an issue where no shard could be found on the Cyber Psycho's body, blocking progress. They also fixed another issue here, so we'll just go over the last 2. Dream On, the Trauma Team AV on the roof will now be properly hidden in stealth mode. Heroes fixed an issue where the quest, despite being completed, could remain remarked as incomplete in the journal with the optional objectives, Talk to Padre, and Talk to Valentinos. Now, personally, I was just expecting features. I wasn't really expecting them to go back and take a look at some of the bugs, but they've done it. They fixed those issues, so if you've had some trouble in the past or maybe recently, give it a go and you should see less problems, so try it out. Now, not only did they fix some of the base game bugs, but they also fixed some Phantom Liberty specific quests. Now, before we get into it, I will say possibly there might be some spoilers here, so if you haven't completed Phantom Liberty, then feel free to skip ahead. But right here, this is what they fixed. Balls to the Wall fixed an issue where it was impossible to exit the elevator and talk to Yuri because of an invisible wall. Firestarter fixed an issue where fast travel could be blocked if the player saved the game soon after exiting Reed's car. Gig waiting for Dodger. After being freed, Bill and Charles will now be more mindful of their driving and avoid running over Dodger's goons, preventing any unnecessary combat. Hi-ho Silver Lining, the VIP section in the Heavy Hearts Club will now be accessible to players who couldn't meet with Mr. Hands due to a key card being required to use the elevator. I've seen that face before. The garage door preventing players from reaching the meeting point will now be open. Run This Town, the elevator in the Heavy Hearts Club is now back in service, so V can finally meet with Mr. Hands. Somewhat Damaged fixed an issue where the prompt to unplug the cables from the neural network system was missing. And last but not least, they wrote this. The Killing Moon fixed the issue of a wall blocking the path when carrying Songbird to the shuttle. So again, this is amazing, man. I mean, what kind of developers update the game again about a year later or so? Maybe they had one before then. But I mean, just adding a bunch of features, fixing a bunch of bugs like the Songbird one, which is very important, and just all this stuff, man. They could easily just move on, not even focus on anything, but they brought us some really cool stuff. And maybe this will be the last update. Who knows? Maybe they'll just update the game again in the future, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is incredible. Also, what's really amazing, if you guys had some issues with the Trauma Drama High Score, they've actually adjusted that. So you can see right here it says Due to popular demand, we've lowered the trauma drama high scores. Yes, finally. So if you had issues, you can complete it now. It should be a lot easier, and overall, just another great patch note. So just a few seconds ago, I talked about the campaign and the DLC bugs that they've fixed. Well, they've also fixed some issues with some of the gameplay options, as you can see right here. They've also did some adjustments to the miscellaneous, and there are some PC specific things here too as well. So there's just a lot, man, that these developers went into, and yeah, like I said, it's an incredible patch. With that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and please give this video a like. It helps out a lot. And I hope to see you guys in my next video, whether that's a Helldivers video, maybe that's going to be a Stalker 2 video, whatever the case may be. Hope I see you there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.